And boom goes the dynamite. We're live, my man. What's up, Armand?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Dude, you know me, I'm just logging into bjpen.com so I can be up on my news, champ.
All right, yeah, djfan.com.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, got a lot of fights to catch up and also just look into January. At least we hope it's gonna happen, unless like COVID-21 is gonna break out or something like that.
Oh my goodness. Let's hope not. But I'm excited, man. It's been a long time. The first card, I'm gonna have to apologize in advance. I'm gonna have to really think hard for these ones.
Yeah. So on first one, I guess like the main takeaways was can Anthony Smith getting back in the win column, getting a submission win relatively quick.
Yeah, I mean, just not the way you want to go in there and kind of perform if you're Devin Clark. Unfortunately, like even if the sub like happened in the fourth round, that'd have been fantastic. But happened early, didn't really get to see a whole lot of his game. Puts that division just in a weird spot because Anthony Smith, has been beaten by Glover pretty bad. So we'll kind of see there.
Yeah.
Miguel Beza, I remember I've seen him a couple of times during this whole quarantine. He looked really good. I think that Soto guy is a pretty good wrestler if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's me so far. Do you got anything? As I try to
I
pick
mean,
my
yeah,
brain.
Beza, 10-0, undefeated, 4-0 in the UFC already. So came off of a win against Matt Brown. So that's not an easy task.
Yeah, that
And
tall. Yes, that very tall, athletic kid. Yes, or for tall for his division.
I guess, Parker Porter was a bit of a surprise, I think, 30-26 even on one of the cards. And I think that's about it from this card. Yeah, they didn't have any even fight with the night awards, just 4 performance of the night bonuses.
Yeah, man, I am. Dude, it's been a long time, so it must be why. But I'm blanking on almost all this stuff as well.
Yeah, and I guess I can jump into that a little more closer in December. And
Yeah,
we
now
got
we talking.
Marvin Vittori and Jack Hermanson, and that was also a bit of an upset in the main event. Everyone saw Hermanson probably getting a title shot soon, but Vittori just picked him apart technically with his striking.
Oh my gosh, I thought he looked fantastic. I was super surprised and super impressed by his performance. I am very high on Jack Hermanson, so I thought that was I thought that was great. I like Marvin's um, attitude. I like his tenacity, both in the cage and outside of the cage. I think he's going to be very interesting, also in terms of just selling, because he's kind of fun to listen to. He's Italian, right? Is that what he is?
Yeah,
Kind of game.
yeah,
That's freaking cool, man.
he
That's
got a big
gangster,
fan
man.
base from Italy, from New York potentially as well.
Dude, that's pretty dope. And
Yeah,
then
and
light
I think
heavyweight. What's up?
following up on that middleweight title picture division, because I think Vittori wants Adesanya right away because of that split decision they have had in the past. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people tend to forget about, but yeah, a lot of people say that he might need one more fight to really get the title shot, and knowing with the style bender moving divisions as well. So they've been saying Vittori against Darren Till or Jared Cannonier could be a good number one contenders matchup, maybe, or Robert Whitaker. So lots of
Yeah.
potential matchups for him.
I like every single one of those matchups, and I also think, just because the topic was brought up and I think it's interesting, I think that he could he could be deserving of a title shot with this win and with that split decision or Adesanya. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got a title shot, and I wouldn't mind it. But I don't. I with you. I think he's going to need another one to get the job done.
Yeah. And then I guess I interrupted you co-main event with light heavyweight division.
They needed this man. They needed some new blood. I'm not going to say his first name, but Mr. Hill finished OSP, a perennial top 10 guy, and I like it, man. OSP was beating all these young guns for a while, and finally one overcame him. It seemed like.
And Hill just cracked 15th right now on the rankings. So yeah, there's some talent in 205, but Yeah, again, like you're mentioning young blood, it's like it's the division hasn't been as stacked as it been in the past, and a lot of people are even saying now that Bellator has a tougher 205 division because they got Nemkov as the champion, you got Ryan Bader, they just signed Yoel Romero and Rumble Johnson, and that's what they've been saying. And they also have Corey Anderson, so it's Bellator's 205 is just full of talent right now, and that apparently they might right away do Rumble versus Yoel Romero for the number one contenders matchup for 205. So everyone's again kind of laughing that Corey Anderson thought he might get the belt, and then all of a sudden Rumble comes back.
That is so funny. First off, I didn't even make that connection, but you're right. With all that being just those names, dude, they have to have a better division. It has to be. It has to.
And Yoel apparently is going to fight 205 from now on as well in Bellator. So
wow, that is cool. Wow, nice. Yeah, and then like you said, poor Corey Anderson. They all go over there, man. That's such a bummer.
Yeah, and also interesting. If we can finish up with Bellator 205, he just had Ryan Bader beating Anthony Johnson in a grappling contest. So I guess I kind of saw that happening, but yeah, I think
Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Yes, they just had a grappling match actually, like yesterday, and Bader beat him. But I think that if the fists are thrown, it might be a different outcome. But you never know. Like I would like to see the rematch in MMA style in Bellator.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I feel like, first off, like you said, yeah, no, I'd pick Bader over him in a grappling match. I feel like a lot of people would, not underselling Rumble's grappling, but I think, obviously Bader's is really good and he focuses more on that. But I definitely would like to see that in MMA again because, really ended with, if I remember correctly, kind of a bad shot. And then, just kind of a ground and pound from his back or from, Anthony Rumble Johnson was on top pounding him and he took his back and he knocked him out. So who knows if they rematch? I'm sure it'd be a good one.
It looked like there was no blood really. They took a picture after the fight together, and Bader even joked about it. It was nice not to get punched in the face this time. So
he kind of got knocked on the side and got knocked out. So yeah, no, that division, you just excited me for that division over in Bellator.
Yeah, and I guess like what else happened on this card? You had that Jordan Levitt had that interesting slam that he did on Matt Wyman, the Ultimate Fighter legend, and yeah, I think that it might have granted him a pink slip in UFC after this. But yeah, didn't seem like he seemed pretty safe, like he was holding on, but like I don't know, he just like kind of put all this like weight behind him and put his like elbow in his throat and just slammed him in the ground and. That was something.
That's all it takes, man. It's just all of your body weight with gravity, just and someone else's body weight just dropping, just on your neck, just and like, yeah, no, it was nice, man. And it was interesting. After Levitt was he's such an interesting guy. He said that it should be like banned. Slam should be banned, which I thought was interesting after you do it. But no, I thought it was great, man.
Yeah,
and that whole main card was pretty good. Even I'm looking at the what am I looking at? The prelims too, and those were good. Louis Smolka is always exciting. He got I think there's a come from behind win, and Jose Quinones looked really good in that. And then we had our heavyweights, Jan Villante versus Jay Collier. Our middleweights and light heavyweights moved up, baby.
Yes, they fought at heavyweight at the top of the limit. I saw Jean was dropped a little bit of weight for this one. Like maybe that was a good idea for this time, but like it still didn't help him.
No, it did not. No.
Yeah, so I was a bit surprised that Collier got the win on this one because I think in some of his previous performances, especially the last one against Aspinall, he didn't look that impressive really. But I guess he's back in the win column and. Jean Villante, yeah, I'm not sure what's next for him, really.
Oh, yeah, man. No, I agree with you. I think I would have picked Villante. And, hey, man, Collier looked good. I mean, he was moving. He was light on his feet at the heavyweight limit.
With all that 265 pounds.
Dude, it looked good.
Yeah.
It looked good, man. So we'll see him again, and I'm excited. We'll follow that. That's a fun little storyline for us.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I guess if there's nothing else, you can jump on this pay-per-view card. That was also, I think, one of the better cards of the year. And I think the main event was my fight of the year this year. I think it had everything. It had a lot of action. It had like back and forth action, comeback after comeback. Moreno having that whole underdog story and coming back. And what do you think about this one? Because this was amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, it was fantastic without question. I mean, it's just cool to see like this excitement for the flyweights all of a sudden out of nowhere. Now everyone's like, oh, rematch and this and that and oh, moving up and this, and so it's cool, man. It's exciting, and personally, the lighter the weight class, my favorite to watch because the more you see. So cool, man. Let's put them all. Let's put them at the head of the cards, man. I loved it, and that's a rivalry in the making. And I think,
Yeah, they definitely have to have a rematch. Like, I didn't even care who won, who lost. It was the groin shot. It's like, just put them in there one more time and see who is the better fighter.
it was interesting. It was a draw, but it seems like most people agree that without the point deduction, it probably would have went to Figueiredo.
I was kind of leaning also towards Moreno. I
You were
think with
too,
the point
okay, cool.
deduction, I think Moreno would have won because I think without the deduction, even then, I think it was a draw. I think Moreno, might have won this one, but yeah, I mean, you never know. Like, we'll see what happens in the rematch. Yeah.
Yeah, the rematch will tell the tale.
Apparently, Figueroa was in the hospital the night before,
Yeah.
from what he said in an interview. So if that's true, I hope it's not another like Jones Gustafsson situation, or turns out Jones just wasn't ready even for the first fight. So
Yeah,
hopefully it's another competitive fight. Maybe they even do a trilogy or bring Demetrius Johnson back or something.
dude, I love it. Dimitri's he's about to sign to fight their champion pretty soon. I think he might have just recently signed it. And this
Yeah.
next one, I'm a little upset that I messed up and we didn't do this previous to the podcast previous to this, because I was gonna call Charles Oliveira over Tony Ferguson. Except
Yes.
I was gonna be a little bit more courageous and say a submission. But I think Charles Oliveira, first off, he's the most submit. I think he is one of the most impressive guys, and nobody talks about. I think his submission. I think it's very understated how offensive it is, how effective it is, and how it's almost a guarantee, almost to anyone on the planet. Like, you grab him, it's like, no, sorry, which is weird because he's been submitted a couple times, but still, like,
Yeah. It's just his style. Like, sometimes he just goes for broke trying to submit people, and that's why he's been caught. And that's how it kind of happens often. If you roll, even you in jiu-jitsu, if you try to become a little too offensive sometimes, yeah, you'll get countered and caught in submissions as well, instead of maybe like you're trying to stay away from submissions and you never get submitted.
yeah. Oh,
And yeah,
let me try this. Oh, I just gave up my arm. Oh, whoops, I'm out. You know what I mean?
on and that arm bar though, that I think something got broken in that arm. Like, that can't be right. That, like, in Ferguson's, like, I don't know, he's just so much toughness in
Dude,
this one, but
he is so like tough, man. Oh.
but yeah, I don't know
Have
with
you seen some of
the
his comments? Have you seen some of his comments since?
that apparently Oliveira like was mentally broken,
Broke in the
and that
first round.
yeah, there's like a lot of comments about Ferguson that people are worried about his well-being.
Yeah, yeah. Either that or he's a funny guy. But yeah, so
I mean,
regardless,
apparently Anthony Pettis, we're gonna get onto him in a moment. Apparently he wants to rematch Tony Ferguson, which might be a good fight for both. I think both big names, both coming kind of like in a difficult spot in their career. So winner might kind of get back in the picture again.
yeah, that would be a good one. I like that. All right, then we have Mackenzie Dern versus Verna Jendroba. Jeez Louise. Nice. What'd you think of this one, my man?
Oh, it was a good back and forth. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be for Mackenzie Dern, and yeah, rightfully so. Yeah, it was a competitive fight, and yeah, Mackenzie again, just another W. Like there's already 3 wins this year, so
Yeah, she's showing a lot of versatility, man. She's showing she can hang on the feet. She does fairly well, and yeah, man, I like her because she's fighting now at flyweight, correct? Or she's still at strawweight?
it's strawweight. Yeah,
Wow, she's still nice. Well, good for her, man. Well, she's making it much easier because I think she missed weight one time by like a lot of
yeah, and I mean she had the pregnancy in between, and then she's still now making like weights like nothing. So
and even more easy. So that must have been a free thing, that other one. So cool, good for her. No, I love it. Keep her winning, and because not only, I mean, she's also, I like how nice she is. She's just kind of, she's just kind of always happy and giddy, and that's just kind of fun to see.
I guess, and we can get into the next one. I'm really excited about this one because I thought like Jacare still coming off split decision off Blachowicz from the Blachowicz, yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he still had it in him, but like this was just something else. Like you're gonna just punch and knock like a world class jiu-jitsu person from just punches from the bottom. It was just something else. And I already saw how the first punch landed, and I saw how Jacare like smiled, but I kind of saw that he wasn't really in full control. And I think Holland just realized that and just kept punching. And then all of a sudden he ended up in this like weird bent back position. And what do you think about this freak knockout?
Dude, he torqued on on the one that knocked him out. Like you said, knocked him back and bent his leg back. He freaking swung with his hips, man. And it was so weird because he was from the bottom position, but it was like as much force as you could possibly get from the bottom position, like how he swung with his hips and just like a looping hook and just connected. And like you said, flatlined it back. It was crazy. And that's freaking how you want to end a fight if you're Kevin Holland. Because isn't he like 5-0 this year or 4-0 this year? He's something like that.
And I think he was tied for most wins in a calendar year or something like that right now.
Yeah, man. That's crazy, dude. And,
yeah, and the heavyweight fight, again, this was definitely called this one beforehand that I think Cyril Gane is going to knock JDS out. And yeah, it was just JDS saying it was a legal elbow. And yeah, but I mean, he was already out on his feet before that elbow. And then there was a good discussion brought up even that like JDS, technically you also knocked Cain Velasquez out with a punch to the back of the head with that overhand, right? I mean, it's gonna happen. Yeah.
I have a problem with that. Because like you said, when you throw a punch, I think if it hits the back of the head, I think if you intentionally go for the back of the head, which is
like start like ground and pounding someone with an elbow to the back of the head.
That's the type of dangerous, like you said, I'm trying to paralyze you. Like if I'm hooking and if I get you, like, can we just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I think you're right. I think it's more about intention.
I mean, still, even like still remember Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor fight. Also, Dustin was ducking under the punch, and it just kind of clipped him right above there. So, I mean,
that's a knockout. That is not an illegal strike. That is a clean. I think that's a clean knockout. But what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, JDS coming off 4 knockout losses in a row now. So, I mean, it's time, I don't know, maybe put him up against another legend maybe, or if he wants to fight. But yeah, it's 4 knockouts in a row, and Ngannou, Blades, Jairzinho, and now Cyril. So
well, Dana White pretty much, I mean, I don't know if you heard the post-fight press conference. He pretty much cut loose JDS and Jacare. He was like, man, with these legends who've been around a little bit longer, who are on losing streaks, look to be cut. So,
yeah. Let's see Junior challenging for the Bellator heavyweight title then in next year.
Well, I think in terms of the depth of the heavyweight, I think JDS is a little bit safer in his job than Jacare is, with no disrespect.
Yeah,
Jacare is kind of in a limbo. He wasn't even really ranked when he fought Kevin Holland because he was coming down from light heavyweight, and they dropped him from the rankings. It looked like.
At the same time, but yeah, I guess yeah. three losses in a row, for Jacare. So yeah. And what else? Like Cub Swanson with a great knockout on the undercard. Really,
Dude, he
I just
looked
want to
good,
give a
man. That's the
shout out
best.
to
That's the
him.
best he's
Kind of
looked in a
after a
while.
long injury, ACL injury, and now just landing those big uppercuts and just nice combos, looking very smooth, light on his feet. Like, yeah, I still can't count Killer Cub out.
No, you cannot. And our next man, my main man, I'm jumping on this man's bandwagon. Rafael
Fiziev,
Fiziev, homeboy.
yes.
My goodness, man. Dude, he's I'm super super impressed with his striking. It looks really good. And Moicano, he was a top 5 guy not too long
Yeah,
ago.
he had that win even over Calvin Cater. Had the win over Cub Swanson actually. Yeah, so Jeremy Stevens, like lots of big wins, and then it's coming off of like losses against Aldo, Korean Zombie, and now Fiziev as well.
And that's an impressive list to be on top of with Korean Zombie and Jose Aldo. So yeah, keep moving him up, man. I thought it looked good. I think some people said it was a bad stoppage, but if you watch when he got up, he fell back over. He was
Yeah.
he was done. I thought.
Gotta agree with Joe Rogan on that one. Yeah, because it was a good stoppage. Yeah, and I guess what else? I guess Chase Hooper, the young kid on the block, with another win. So that was a good submission win.
Yo, I was kind of feeling bad for him, dude. Like the announcers were kind of just roasting him, man.
Yeah, about him like
Don't get me wrong.
using the money to buy PS5 and things like that, and like.
I mean, he was losing the striking battle, but like they're like, man, he needs to work on his striking. He needs to work at this level. Like, I feel like you can simply say like he's being outstruck. He's being outstruck. Like, but they were like, man, he doesn't belong. Like, basically saying he doesn't belong here. I thought it was strange, but
He's a 21-year-old brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, I mean, still, like, this is a young fighter.
yeah. And don't get me wrong. I don't think that they're wrong in what they said. I just think that like just saying like, hey, this kid shouldn't be here. I feel like if I'm Chase, I'm like, dude, what the hell? What the heck, man? I don't know. If I was Chase, I'd be like, what the hell, man?
I mean, still, he's 2-1 in UFC now. He even had the win over Daniel Tamer, who was also like a good prospect from Sweden, from the All Stars gym.
Tamer, yeah, man.
He lost to Alex Caceres, who's like a veteran, also
Really?
been on like a win streak right now. So there's no shame in that. And
No.
I mean, he's just gaining experience. I guess they don't want him to be like the next Sage Norcutt. Maybe that's their concern, that he's kind of thrown in at the top too quickly.
I like him, man. I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I like Tisha Torres getting a knockout because she normally gets.
That was the corner stoppage. I think Sam Hughes in the corner said that she cannot see, and that's like Daniel Cormier I think said that's an immediate stoppage if you say that to a referee or a doctor.
Oh, I think it should be. I think if you say I can't see out of one of my eyes, I think I'm stopping it with. I don't think there's a question.
Yeah,
I can't see out of one of my eyes.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah.
Because the worst ones are the ones you don't see coming.
Nah, I mean,
the streets, I don't know.
One of the better cards of the year, in my opinion. So this was a nice one to review for sure.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Yes, thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I guess you can just get on the most recent one. I literally watched it last night.
Me too, dog. I'm fresh, man.
Yeah, it was also a good card for what it was. Had some good finishes, some technical battles as well. And I guess we can start off at the main event. I guess Stephen Thompson, like, kind of also like the nicest MF in the business. The opposite of what
nicest mofo, baby. Nicest mofo, baby.
Yeah, and then he I think Neil just didn't have much of an answer for him. That elusive style is just too much for him. And I guess the only concern was that big cut he suffered early on that was kind of holding him back. Otherwise, I think it would have been like an easy win for Thompson. And I guess Thompson wants to be in the top picture. He's kind of got upset that Hamzat is getting all these opportunities after he's been in division for years, and there's lots of matchups like opening up. Like he said, he wants like potentially like Jorge or the nicest mofo against the BMF. That's one of the ones he really wants, and
The
then I
belts,
guess
put both the belts on the
Colby
line.
Covington, like Love fights Steven once, yeah, and Leon Edwards even. So yeah,
Yeah, man. First off, one of my favorite strikers to watch, Stephen Thompson. I love the way he strikes, man. It's so crazy. It's so elusive. Yeah, no, he picked him apart just the entire time. And like you said, I'm curious to see how he reacted different from the headbutt. It looked like a pretty hard headbutt. I think it was in the second round, but I think Stephen Thompson has done enough now to get those top guys. I feel like he's had a couple of fights outside of the top five, and I feel like now it's like give me someone in the top five again.
just
And,
hasn't had the chance of being that active because yeah, he had that setback against Darren Till that was like a controversial decision. People still debate, and then Anthony Pettis landed that crazy Superman punch, and yeah, he's slowly coming back now.
and so that's the thing when it comes to Hazmat, because I keep seeing that, but like I get both sides in terms of like he's ranked 15th. Why is he getting Leon Edwards? I agree. I don't think he should be getting that high, but in terms of like Stephen Thompson saying like he's deserving, like he's had 2 title shots, he's had a couple number 1 contenders. You know what I mean? Like he's had. It's not just because you're number 3 doesn't mean you're a new number 3. There could be like an old number 3. You know what I mean? That's already fought a lot of those guys, and it gets complicated. So I think it's not as easy as it sounds always when it comes to what Wonder Boy Thompson's talking about. But also, I get it because I agree. I don't think Hamzat should be sitting next to Dana White ranked 15 because I don't even think there's been a lot. There's not even a lot of champions that have done that, dude. Seriously, have you seen Colby? Have you seen anybody next to Dana White watching fights just buddy? Any champions? No, I think that's weird.
No,
But
it's like Chuck Liddell, Conor McGregor type of shit right there. Yeah,
it
but
was weird.
otherwise, yeah, I guess I would say Jorge and Stephen Thompson. That would be a good matchup. I think maybe they can still finish off the Leon Edwards Hamzat because they already were booked. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think Jorge Thompson could be a good one. Yeah, and I think it could be really funny build up for it. So
No, dude, come on, they're doing Jorge Covington. They've got to do Jorge Covington. Winner gets
yeah,
Jorge.
that's the only. Yeah, and then right away when I look at the rankings, it kind of already kind of paralyzes Wonder Boy
Yeah,
right
that's the
away.
thing. Exactly. So it's not just his ranking, man. Like he's so stuck because Kamaru's got all of these grudge matches, man. And
I
then
guess
they all have grudge matches.
I'm like looking at the rankings. Maybe Tyron Woodley, they could do one again, but
No, he's done. He's got to. He's
that's
done.
just
He
good.
has to be. He's got to be done. That's 3 in a row. I mean, I think he's got to be done.
Yeah, because otherwise I don't see really anyone in those rankings that they could do. Because Pettis is moving back to lightweight, so that's not going to happen again.
And even then, here's the weird thing. I'm not even interested in seeing that fight.
Yeah,
It's weird that I don't want to see the rematch, but Stephen Thompson's the better fighter. It's weird to say
yeah.
that. It's weird to say that, but I think that's what we
Otherwise,
saw.
looking at the rankings, yeah, I don't see any other matchups for Thompson really. Then because you got Kamaru going up against obviously Gilbert Burns, Covington, Masvidal, and
But here's the thing: if Hamzat beats Leon Edwards, Hamzat versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, because Stephen Wonderboy has been ducking him,
yeah,
or so it seems. I don't think so, but that's what it's been said.
yeah, and still looking on this card, still got some good
Aldo
fights on the
Vera.
card. I guess Jose Aldo definitely called this one. I thought like Vera, obviously that last win he got was partially due to O'Malley's injury as well. And I think Aldo is still, I mean, Petr Yan, like Holloway, these top guys are just in like a different level, but still Aldo has like great striking, and this time I actually showed love ground game actually, so that was interesting to see kind of jiu-jitsu Jose Aldo this time.
Yeah, I bet Vera's kicking himself, man. Because I don't remember exactly how it happened, but it seemed to be like a weird scenario that kind of got Jose on his back for the entirety of the third round. So he's probably kicking himself for that. But like you said, man, I love Jose, and I thought he looked. Ooh, Oh, my ear like popped. That was weird. But I like Jose, so I'm glad that he was able to get the victory. And I thought Marlon looked good in defeat, so I don't think his stock necessarily goes down. I'd like to see him get another kind of top 10 guy.
Yeah.
I liked it, man.
I guess looking at next fight, yeah, I guess kind of was like my biggest disappointment of the night in a way. I thought this would be like an interesting, like a quick knockout. I thought Chaos Williams might be the next big thing. And yeah, it was just kind of one of those kind of bit lackluster point fighting. And Pereira got the win, which is good for him, of course. Like he's kind of, after that Diego Sanchez fiasco, he's kind of putting some wins together now.
Yeah, man. No, I like. I think Chaos. You sat on his punches and swung. Pieta was in and out. Pieta did a little bit more, and like you said, I wanted a cool finish and some more chaos, so to speak. But no, I thought it was an okay performance on both ends, and I look forward to seeing them both. And I think definitely more to come.
Mm-hmm.
What about Rob Font knocking out Marlon Moraes, man? That's freaking big, dude.
I think it was an upset of that night for me, yeah, for sure. I mean, Rob Font is always there. He's just like kind of had some wins, had some losses, but he's still someone that should be taken seriously. And yeah, it's almost a bit sad for Marlon Moraes. It's just all of a sudden from being in like the title fight, and now it's just 2 losses and big losses in a row.
Probably gonna be outside the top 5. Yeah, it's a bummer, man. All right.
And this one was, I think, my sleeper pick where I actually want to put big money on this one. I thought like Greg Hardy had a puncher's chance, but I definitely saw that Marcin Tybura from Poland is gonna eventually tire him out and use his good ground game that he has, just take his time, and then eventually just when he started ground and pounding, you could see Hardy was just exhausted, had nothing in the tank. What did you think about this one?
I was a little upset that, like you said, I when the fight started, I was like, Greg Hardy is the favorite, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I didn't put money on this because I would have. I mean, because I thought Tybura would have been a little bit better everywhere, and I thought Greg would have been aggressive earlier on and would probably get the better of it, and then probably, like you said, tire out and have the puncher's chance. But I thought Tybura was going to be able to handle it, so. No, man, I think he looked good. He's got 4 wins this year too. So Tybura is up there with the pandemic fight win streak, so to speak. So good for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, watched Tybura since like early days in Europe. Actually got the win over Latvian top fighter Konstantin Gluchau back in the day. That kind of earned him the UFC contract. So definitely followed Tybura for a while and has had some setbacks, but you can't really count him out.
Nice, man. And we kind of mentioned this man earlier, but Anthony Pettis gets the decision over Alex Morono. I thought a pretty clear 29-28. I thought it looked pretty good against a young gun, and who knows, man? Maybe there's still a little bit left in the tank. What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was a big Pettis fan back in the day. Also, when he had the belt, I thought he would be a champion for a very long time. But yeah, it's just obviously some things didn't work out. And then recently listened to the interview he had with Ariel Helwani. It was also kind of a bit emotional to watch, kind of him detailing his kind of setbacks and how he was like been at like very low points in his career and just like whether does he have still anything left. But yeah, it's just kind of seems like he's found this found motivation, and I don't know, I don't see him in the necessarily 155 title picture, but I think he could still be like a good challenge and always exciting to watch. So
yeah, I agree. I think his title fight days are done, but like you said, it can still spice things up. Definitely spice up a card. All right. Then if
anything else on this card if you want to talk about?
I mean, Jimmy Flick had a flying triangle. That's pretty gangster.
Yeah.
Tafon Nakui, they were talking mad game about this guy. Dude was thick and was strong. That was kind of good.
30-25 even on one card. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Darren Wynn had a pretty good wrestling based performance. Pandy Kanzat, I thought Jadara Eubanks, I thought the fight in general was good for a top 15. Bantamweights, I think they are. Yeah, man. No, I
It's
thought the undercard was fantastic as well.
yeah, and like I guess yeah, that kind of wraps up the fight
Mm-hmm.
cards. I guess we can kind of start looking into next year, what's gonna happen. And I guess first I got on Sherdog right here open that Jose Aldo and TJ Dillashaw have had a bit of a back and forth. So
I'm Drew, dude. When he called out TJ, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to see that fight so badly. Oh,
yeah, we'll see. Like it's I think it might be a bit of a size difference that people don't realize, but I mean you never know after how big TJ is right now after coming off of the
early
layoff.
early prediction from you, Jose versus TJ. Oh, there's so many variables.
Oh, I go. What weight they're gonna fight? Even that's the first
It's got to be.
objective.
Well,
Yeah,
it's got to be bantamweight now. Jose's down to bantamweight.
yeah. I mean, I guess Jose is now a bantamweight because I still remember him being touted to go up to lightweight even, and then TJ's even fought at flyweight. So, oh,
I'm telling you, I'm giving you my early prediction. I think TJ. Unpopular opinion by many, I'm sure, but I picked TJ in that match. Early
yeah.
prediction.
I think I'm gonna go with TJ too. Like I
Oh,
think if they fought maybe at 145, I think Jose might have the size advantage. But if they both get down to bantamweight, I mean, I'm sure TJ has been putting on some muscle for it, and I guess he had obviously that loss against Cejudo, but before that he's showing great striking, and I think what Jose has struggled with like really good boxers lately, especially and that's what kind of happened against Petroyan and Holloway. So I think TJ might win, but it's gonna be competitive for sure. It's not gonna be one way fight. I think.
oh, absolutely. All right, what other fights, man? What else is cracking?
I guess looking at the kind of rumors, I think Pettis is kind of looking for a big matchup at lightweight, looking for like
I think
Tony
you said
Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Yeah,
I think Ferguson was that one. Okay, I'm looking at the divisions. Oh, here we go. I got you, dude. We have Calvin Cater versus Max Holloway. Tell me that fight doesn't get you freaking amped, and I don't believe you. And it's 5 rounds. Thank you.
yeah, and I still kind of feel like Holloway is the champion at
Yes.
145. Yeah, so I guess my early prediction of this one also be that like Cater is gonna put up a good fight, but I think still Holloway is gonna take this one.
Yes, sir. I'm actually in full agreement. I think they're gonna have a pretty similar style. I think Holloway's just gonna be a little bit better, but I like Cater's knockout power, man.
Yeah,
All right, what else do we got real quick? Um, what about Figueiredo Moreno rematch? We got to assume that's actually next.
how soon is that gonna happen? Because I mean, they both were pretty hurt after that fight.
That's true. Well, then
Yeah, so
let's skip that one. Oh, dude, Conor McGregor, uh, Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier. Yes, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see that their paths again kind of cross years later. After it seemed like almost after the first fight, I thought like Poirier is never going to be a top guy anymore. It's going to go downhill from here. But he's definitely proved that I was wrong. Made quite a comeback in his career. But yeah, I think with a quick pick, I'm still going to lean towards Conor. I think like I think he's just again it's gonna be more competitive than the first time, but I think Connor's eventually gonna land like one of those big strikes,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
it's just gonna be that I think it's gonna be like a good fight for sure. What do you think?
I think the same thing, man. I always get a little nervous with Connor's gas tank, especially against someone like Poirier. But I'm with you, man. I think Connor's gonna get it done again. I do think so, and I don't need to expand more. I think you hit on you hit on basically everything that I would say. What
Yeah,
about
I think
we got
Connor.
Adesanya? Oh no, we already talked Adesanya Blachowicz. I think we already talked that one.
Yeah, and then I guess Leon Edwards Hamzat again. Like I guess they are rebooked for
For
officially for
January
January
something.
20th. Yeah, so
Final prediction there for you, or a quick one because we'll probably do another one. Oh, you think? Oh, you thinking? Oh man, I thought that was silence because you didn't hear me. Oh,
I know. I think you were saying that Leon Edwards. You're gonna go in on Leon Edwards. I
did I
think
say that?
I'm.
I agree. I think Leon, man. I think Leon, man. I think he's gonna be a lot. But I'm such a big wrestling guy, and you're a dominant wrestler, man. I really feel like that just changes everything. I guess
I
not a
think
big.
I'm gonna go. Might be controversial, but I think I'm gonna jump on the hype train. I think Hamzat is.
I don't.
He's gonna be really tested. I think you're gonna
Yeah.
see some. It's gonna be some. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna get ugly. But I think
I
Hamzat's
hope
gonna
so.
be pushed to the very limit. But I think he's gonna grind out a decision in the end against
Yeah.
Leon. I think so.
Nice.
But yeah, it's definitely gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if Leon Edwards proves everyone wrong as well. So
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there's any controversial picks there. I think a lot of people are picking both. I think a lot of people are going with my side with the experience and the skill set and the proven skill set against basically the hype and the the impressive potential displayed thus far.
yeah, I'm just gonna throw my chips and hams at Shemaya. I'm gonna risk it all.
I like it. I like it. It's gonna draw closer, and we'll see. But I'm in agreement. I'm still sticking with Leon. So, and I think that's all we're gonna have time for. I think I gotta go to work.
Yes, I think definitely good catching up. Definitely, when we're gonna be back in January, I think we're gonna do prediction multiple cards at a time, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, hopefully the cards don't fall through and all these fights take place.
Hashtag 2021, baby. Let's get it.
Yes.
All right, you
Closing
good?
remarks, PJ? I'm all great. I think Merry Christmas to all our listeners. Hope you all stay safe. Hopefully you get find some joy in these unique Christmas this year, and then let's have a kick-ass 2021.
Yes, for sure. Happy holidays, 2021. It's gonna be a great year. All right.
The Latvian is the American, despite me wearing American clothes, but
It's all good, bro. It's all respect. All right, man.
yeah.